you basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Please welcome an ordinary Toastmaster, Talha.
They land on a body. They start feeding on that body. And then they multiply, and multiply, and multiply, and multiply. They eat every resource available to the body. They stifle the body. And when the body tries to fight back, they mutate and change so that they are able to stave off any resistance offered. And there comes a day when that body is no more. And they are looking for another body. Toastmasters, what did I just describe? Did it sound like the behavior of a typical virus? Oh, but no. I was actually talking about the way humans have treated the earth. We live like aliens on earth. We have to dress ourselves. We have to hide beneath concrete and asphalt. We need to shield ourselves from the weather on this planet through air conditioning. And last but not the least, we cannot eat anything that is grown on this earth without cooking and recooking and processing it. And we are constantly fighting every other creature on this planet, be it bacteria, virus, amoeba, or reptiles, or birds, or mammals. And we are driving everyone else to extinction. Climate change. That has been dominating our lives for the past few decades. And today, what I will tell you is derived from a book called An Uninhabitable Earth by David Wallace. And his source has been thousands of researches done over decades by universities, governments, and of course, the United Nations itself. Over the past few decades, the Earth's temperature has risen by 0.8 degrees Celsius, and the sea level has risen by 5 to 6 degrees. Trivial, right? Are you kidding me? Look around. There are 2 hurricanes percolating in the Arabian Sea as we speak. We have freak weather all year round. We have record heat waves. We have record cold waves. The forests around the world are burning at least in 12 different places. How's that normal? And what do? We continue to live like we do. We continue to live in cities. And what are cities? Cities are nothing but toxic death traps for humanity. They are a mass of concentrated concrete, asphalt, glass, steel, and human flesh. And each and every one of those materials trap heat during the day and emit it during the night. And to conquer that, we need to have air conditioning. And guess what does air conditioning do? It provides us with a little bit of relief and emits 10 times the heat back into the atmosphere. It's a vicious circle. By 2050, 2/3 of humanity will be living in cities. And thanks to the prosperity of China and India, they will reach on a resource consumption level that is equivalent to the USA. In simple words, we will run out of food by 2050. In 2016, 158 nations around the world signed the Paris Climate Accord. According to that accord, these countries will limit their emissions so that the rise in temperature is limited to 2 degrees Celsius. Well, have I got news for you? That 2 degrees Celsius target will be met in 2050, if not sooner. The sea level will rise by another 6 to 8 feet by then. And you know what else will happen? Remember the heat wave we experienced in Karachi in 2015? That will be our normal summer weather. And that will be the normal weather for most of the major cities around the world. Major populations of the world will run out of food because Earth will run out of materials and oxygen and soil to be able to grow crops. major cities of the world will experience regular annual flooding. And above all, we may not even be able to perform Hajj or Umrah because the Middle East will become uninhabitable for humans, at least outdoors. We won't be able to survive contact with those kind of temperatures for long. And no amount of air conditioning will fix that. Fast forward to 2100, and you know what's the best case scenario? 40% of the Earth's surface will be uninhabitable. Most of the major cities of the world will be flooded. And of course, we will start seeing a reduction in population because there will be a permanent famine or drought. And that is, my friends, the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is extinction. And that's 80 years away, the time our grandchildren will be alive. What needs to be done? Not electric cars, not plant-based meat substitutes. Imagine if everyone switched to both these things. Do we have the resources to produce these things? And electric cars, yes, they don't burn fossil fuels, but something somewhere is burning tons and megatons of fossil fuels to power them. Same goes for meat that is being replaced with plant-based substitutes. Imagine if the humanity switched to that. No, we need a scientific breakthrough. The science that we know till now is not solving the problem. Even if we bring our carbon emissions to zero tomorrow, the Earth will take centuries, and yes, centuries, to cool down. Faced with the apocalypse, the only hope is research, studying to survive. We should teach our children and grandchildren the one purpose in life, and that is to ensure humanity's survival on Earth. We don't have any other planet to go to. And you know what? Even if we manage to control all this somewhat, we are facing quite a grim and bleak and uncomfortable future. But compared to the apocalypse, I believe that's something that we can all aspire to. Mr. Toastmaster.
I always learn from you. You're a great speaker.